Of a video. In today's video, we're just going to talk through the market again, the latest news, what's going on, and just kind of giving you an insight into the market. Anything in this video isn't financial advice, it's just a person who loves cryptocurrency and loves to talk. So let's get into it. So today, market is 3.37 trillion overall market cap of the whole cryptocurrency. Fear and greed, it's more greed at 74, so we're still in the green, which is great to see. When we really see kind of into the 80s or the 90s, that's when we kind of look where the market is. By then should have really taken off a bit and had quite a bit of a pump. But right now, markets today are reasonably flat. Let's just go, the last hour, look here, Ondo's up, which we'll go into in a minute why that's up. Surprised that Chainlink isn't up as well, because the news kind of interrelates between both of them, and that relates to JP Morgan. But as you can see, the last hour reasonably flat. On the daily, again, this is kind of a few top hundreds I follow. We're up a little bit on some. On the weekly, Pepe's up 70%, but on the weekly we are still up 8, 10 to 20, 30, 40%, which is great to see. And then coming down here as well, let's look on the daily. So Bitcoin at the minute is at 103,815, so just shy of 104,000, which again I could probably see happening again today. But yeah, the markets are reasonably flat today. Again, Solana 2%. We did lip over, we'll go into the charts in a minute, but Solana went over that $180 mark, which is amazing to see. Trying to break that resistance. Haven't held a candle over it on the daily, but again, it's good to see that we're trying to break it. SUI today is on the daily is down nearly 3%, but on the weekly still up, nearly 16%. Chainlink up 1% on the daily, but then 23.3% on the weekly. So the market is looking today reasonably flat, not much happening. Obviously stock markets have been pumping a little bit. If we go into charts a minute, so BTC, Bitcoin is looking, again, we're on the daily, so these are daily candles. We're hovering around that 103 low or high 102,800 mark. But today, again, with the candle, we haven't had a candle over 100. We haven't had a candle that's on the daily went over 105,000. Once we break that, we'll hit 106, and then we don't know where we're going, because from 106 we only lipped up to 109 for an hour or so when Trump got inaugurated in January. So whether Bitcoin continue, obviously if it breaks out 105 and on the daily it closes over there, we could then see some projection there and maybe some better price action on Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance, again, we're kind of holding here at 62% at the minute. So again, a level of support for the dominance. But again, as support goes, this is a support we want to break. Because if this breaks, then all of a sudden altcoins or those other coins like your Ethereum, XRP, Hedera, SUI, all these other cap coins or crypto coins, they start to pump a lot more once the Bitcoin dominance reduces, because obviously they're taking up more of the market space. So Ethereum's not doing bad. Today again we're down a bit on the day, but going from just shy of 2.5 up to on the daily candle we hit a 2.6, just shy of 2.680 on the daily candle on yesterday. Managed to go up to 2,725 or 30, but again on the candle we broke that 2,600 barrier, which is great to see. We'll just have to see where Ethereum goes today, but whether we come back down and touch this line of resistance of 2,500 and try and use this as support, that would be great for Ethereum. XRP, again, like I said, last 2 days, it is pumped from your 230, 235 all the way to 260, and now at the minute holding around that 255 to 260 range on this day. Even yesterday as well, within the candle. But yeah, it's good to see XRP. Whether we then start to see XRP rally a little bit once we push past the 260 range, you're looking at then about a 270 to 280, then pushing on to $3 if we break the 296, 298 kind of range on XRP. Solana as well. On the daily, did we break? Yeah, look at that. On the daily, we broke the $180 mark. So wicked past it, closed on the daily at nearly 183. So $183. Today, again, markets, like I said, they have on the daily came down a little bit, but again, it's expected. We're not going to constantly be going up. We've got to have mild corrections depending how far we correct. And then let's have a look at Casper as well. Casper's been performing so well over the last couple of weeks. I mean, if we look back to, let's go here. So that's about, 3.5 weeks ago, when the pump started happening for most cryptos. Casper is up. Where are we to? Let's have a look at here. There we go. Casper is up. Let's go on the actual body candle. So 61%. That is great to see. Ondo. So there's been news about Ondo. So with Ondo, they and Chainlink have basically JP Morgan settles its first transaction on a public blockchain. So using Chainlink and Ondo to move tokenized treasuries beyond its private network, which again, this is showing the tokenization of certain, let's say real world assets for Ondo, and then Chainlink is kind of that interoperable kind of network which allows other cryptocurrencies to talk to one another, or companies, and the exchange of information. But Ondo is that real world asset kind of cryptocurrency which BlackRock is heavily invested in. But it's one to definitely look out for. I mean, what's the market cap of Ondo at a minute? I think it's about 3 billion, is it? 2.5 billion? No, 3.3 billion. Not bad. And obviously with Chainlink, we are 12, aren't we? Yes. So just over 11 billion. So Sui is obviously at the minute 11, so it's 13 billion now, Sui. Obviously with its flying. But yeah, so Chainlink and Ondo doing that, which is great to see. And also, what else is good to see as well is we've got Trump basically saying crypto. He's talking about crypto again, really bigging it up, saying he's a big crypto fan, and stating things like he is that, so Trump's saying that we're leading China in crypto. Again, I personally don't know about, America, whether they try and really grab onto crypto. I mean, this bull run coming up, well, what we're currently in, we are looking at a time now where crypto could be in that transition where it's more utilized in everyday life. It's more kind of embedded into society a little bit. With Coinbase being in the S&P now, that's the first kind of taste that people get of owning a crypto platform of some sort or exchange, but don't have to hold cryptocurrency themselves. And again, it's, if you're holding the S&P, you're holding a part of Chainlink. Again, it's probably quite low down the list, so it's not a significant amount. But yes, and with the other things, such as, like we've spoke about with JP Morgan doing using Ondo and Chainlink. There's all sorts of things going on currently in the crypto space. It's just been transferred into everyday life, and big institutions now, like we've spoke about, or a lot of people have been speaking about, 250,000 Bitcoin has been removed from your average retail person like us, basically people with nowhere near amounts of money as your industries will have, your corporations will have, and they're actually buying up the Bitcoin. Because when they, with media saying, there's going to be a dump, or there's going to be, crypto is volatile, there's negative pressures, well, all of a sudden then people go, oh, do you know what, it's a bit risky for me, I might sell a bit of my Bitcoin, or whatever cryptocurrency I'm explaining. But obviously the Bitcoin is the big one at the minute, which everyone or every corporation is buying up. MicroStrategy is buying up Bitcoin near enough every other day, and by every other day I mean like significant amounts. Like the other day they bought 666 Bitcoin, but like I say, there's bought up a lot more than that. And BlackRock as well, with their ETF, they're absorbing loads of Bitcoin. And eventually, guys, this is that transition what I'm talking about, where the retail had a bit more control of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, let's say definitely 8 years ago. 4 years ago, still a bit more, but then coming into today, it's going into the hands of the kind of larger industries or the bigger corporations, and and eventually Bitcoin, because of this high demand, where people are these big industries are buying Bitcoin, they've got the money to absolutely float into it. Obviously, there's not going to be any more Bitcoin, so if there's no more supply of a certain currency, eventually when it's all mined, or are currently being mined, but they have a certain supply, what happens? The price of it goes up. So if the price of it goes up, I mean, 10 years time, people are saying a Bitcoin, or even 5 years time, a Bitcoin could be worth 500,000, and then in 10 years time to 1 million. So it's something to think about, guys. I'm looking to get on the Bitcoin ladder. I hold altcoins at the minute, so I hold a lot of XRP, Casper, Sui, Ondo, Chainlink, all these other cryptos, Hedera, just so I can utilize this bull run, accumulate some form of capital to then, when the bear market comes in, obviously with bear markets prior in Bitcoin, it will, let's have a look at the chart. So let's go to Bitcoin's chart. So let's see. So we'll go to the weekly. We can stick on the daily. So if we go out like this and zoom right out, so 2020, 23. So bear market prices were at about 16,000 for a Bitcoin. That's one whole Bitcoin is worth 16,000, whereas today it's worth nearly 104,000. So that's 7 to 8 times the amount. Let's go. So it's 2022, 23. So let's go 2018, 2019. So around here, a Bitcoin was 3,000. So even in the bear markets. So it was prior, it was 16 and a bit, and now it's 3.7. So you're looking at 4.5 times from here. The bear market 4 years later was 4.5 times. So the bear market in 2022, 23, imagine if it's about 4 times of what this is. So you're looking at a minimum possibly of like 60 to 70,000 a Bitcoin. Some people are saying Bitcoin, because of this the industrial kind of utilization and industries coming in on it, that Bitcoin is going to literally not ever go below like a $90,000 per Bitcoin again, because the amount of money flow, ETFs, all these other things, which we didn't have before. The Bitcoin ETF came in around the start of January of 2024, and the inflows have been very good. Let's have a quick look at inflows as well, even on the daily. So Bitcoin obviously minus 200 million, but on the weekly we're still up quite a bit. But yes, we will see about that. And then let's just go into where are we to the charts again. So last one I just wanted to have a look at as well was your Chainlink. So Chainlink today is, let's zoom back in a bit. So we are looking at, there we go. So Chainlink on a daily, from that, where was it, around down here. So from here side, April 22nd, Chainlink has popped up. How much did it popped up? About 35%. Yeah, 35%. Look at that on the money. Let's get from the body. So 32%, let's say. So Chainlink's not doing bad, but from the news, I was expecting a bit more. But yeah, guys, just again, be careful with your cryptocurrency spendings. Don't if whatever capital you've got available to spare, just make sure you're paying for bills, paying for food. If you've got a partner, make sure, talk to them. I talk to mine and make sure she's aware of how much I'm putting in, because again, she always says it's your money, you do what you want. I'm like, I get that, but I'd rather just be honest and transparent and not try and hide anything, because if you're trying to hide something from your partner, maybe then that looks a bit like, okay, actually, how do you feel about that as well then? So it means, actually, this action I'm doing, is it a bit too much? If you can't justify it in your own head and you don't want to say it out loud, then maybe you're probably putting too much money in. So yeah, just be careful how much capital you put in. Again, at the minute, where Bitcoin is at the minute, we could see again a mild pullback to about 100,000, possibly 97,000, depending on where the next move is. But if we drop back down from here, where we are, to 100,000, Again, that's 3.5%, and if we drop back down to here, it's a 5%. And if we come back down to near 90,000, you look at so let's get down to here. You're looking at 11%. So guys, it is volatile. May's always been seen as the cryptocurrency kind of, you stay away from it. But this again is totally different with the tariffs coming in, and with Trump implementing what he has, and the uncertainty in the kind of market. People have been scared, and obviously when the tariffs got introduced, what did Bitcoin do? Bitcoin went down to 74,000. It went down to. All right, so we're not going to go back down to there because again, there's more certainty in the market. Everything's kind of been kind of marketed in. You know, everything's been kind of priced in. Good thing with like obviously Trump and China. Kind of cementing the tariff deal. Again, it's 90 days, but when it's fully cemented and there's full clarity there, markets will probably push on a bit more, but we have a bit more clarity in comparison to what we had. But yeah, guys, just look after each other, look after yourselves, stay fit, stay healthy, and leave a comment on, whatever you've got. If you want to ask any questions, I love a chat, I love to try and help out. But yeah, have a good one and have a good day.